welcome to my channel. Today we're diving deep into a question that's been passed around so much, it's practically become health advice folklore. If you have a fatty liver, drink coffee. But is it really true? Can this dark, aromatic drink actually do something for your liver? The answer is yes, but with some important things to keep in mind. It's not about just drinking any coffee at any time. The benefits depend on the type of coffee, how it's brewed, how much you drink, and even your genetics. I've done extensive research to bring you the most accurate, science-based information so you can make smart choices for your liver health. Let's break it all down. First, let's understand what fatty liver actually is. As the name suggests, it's when fat builds up abnormally in your liver cells. In the early stages, it usually doesn't show any symptoms, but over time, it can lead to inflammation, then fibrosis, and unfortunately, in some cases, even cirrhosis or liver cancer. So how does coffee help? When you drink a cup of coffee, you're not just getting a caffeine boost, you're taking in hundreds of bioactive compounds. These include powerful antioxidants like chlorogenic acid. Once they enter your bloodstream, they travel quickly to the liver. Coffee is one of the richest sources of antioxidants in the average person's diet. These antioxidants, especially chlorogenic acid, help combat oxidative stress. Now, what is oxidative stress? Imagine slicing an apple and leaving it out in the air. It turns brown, right? That's oxidation. The same thing happens inside your body. Your liver cells can rust in a way, getting damaged by unstable molecules called free radicals. And in people with fatty liver, these harmful molecules increase more than normal. That's where coffee's antioxidants step in. They neutralize these free radicals and help prevent further damage to liver cells. Studies show that regular coffee drinkers have lower levels of liver enzymes like ALT and AST, which means their livers are in better shape. But that's just the beginning. Another way coffee helps is by boosting fat metabolism. One of the biggest issues in fatty liver is the accumulation of fat in the liver itself. Compounds in coffee, especially caffeine and chlorogenic acid, speed up the metabolism of fats. Caffeine activates an enzyme called lipase, which breaks down fats, while also turning on a metabolic pathway called AMPK, which is responsible for energy balance and fat burning at the cellular level. You can think of your liver as a stove, and coffee as turning up the flame so fat burns faster. Next, coffee fights inflammation. Chronic inflammation is one of the key drivers that pushes fatty liver toward fibrosis and cirrhosis. Just like sunburn makes your skin red and sore, inflammation can inflame your liver. But coffee naturally reduces this by blocking inflammatory pathways in the body. It also helps prevent fibrosis, which is when scar tissue forms in the liver after damage. This is like having permanent scars on your skin, except inside your body. Over time, this scar tissue can make the liver stiff and stop it from doing its job properly. But coffee helps slow down or stop this process by targeting specific liver cells called hepatic stellate cells. These are the ones responsible for producing scar tissue. Caffeine blocks receptors on these cells that would otherwise tell them to start building that scar tissue. So by interfering with those signals, coffee keeps the liver more flexible and healthy. Another big benefit? Coffee helps with insulin sensitivity. When your body becomes resistant to insulin, sugar stays in your blood instead of entering your cells. Your liver then turns that sugar into fat and stores it, making fatty liver even worse. But coffee improves insulin sensitivity, which helps your body process sugar better and reduces fat buildup. That's also why people who drink coffee regularly have a lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Now let's talk about something most people don't expect. Coffee also improves your gut health. There's a direct line between your gut and your liver. Everything you absorb from your digestive system goes straight to the liver. If the bacteria in your gut are out of balance, they can produce harmful substances that travel to the liver and trigger inflammation and fat buildup. But coffee supports the growth of good bacteria in your gut. It works like a prebiotic, helping the healthy bacteria thrive. These bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation and support liver health. Coffee also helps keep the gut lining strong, preventing toxins from leaking into the bloodstream and reaching your liver. So now that we know how coffee helps, let's answer the next big question. What kind of coffee is best? The good news is, nearly all types of coffee can help. Filtered coffee, espresso, instant coffee, even decaf. But if we had to rank them, filtered or drip coffee comes out on top. That's because it uses paper filters that catch oils and other substances that can raise cholesterol, while still allowing the helpful compounds, like caffeine and chlorogenic acid, to pass through. Espresso is also beneficial because the high pressure during brewing extracts many useful compounds, even without a paper filter. Instant coffee, although not as beloved by coffee purists, still has noticeable benefits and usually contains more caffeine because it's often made from Robusta beans. Cold brew is another option. It's lower in acidity and better for people with sensitive stomachs, although studies haven't specifically focused on its effects on liver health, but it likely has similar benefits. Now here's a very important point. How much coffee should you drink to get the benefits? Research shows that drinking 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day offers the best protection. For people who already have fatty liver or hepatitis, even 4 to 6 cups can be beneficial. If they don't have any medical issues that would make caffeine risky. If you're sensitive to caffeine or new to coffee, start with small amounts and build up slowly so your body can adjust. You should also brew your coffee the right way. Filtered coffee is ideal because the paper filter removes harmful oils like cafe stall and kowel, which can raise cholesterol. Espresso is a good second option, and instant coffee comes third. Cold brew is helpful for sensitive stomachs. However, methods like French press or Turkish coffee may leave in those oils that raise cholesterol. So use those in moderation if you're concerned. One more thing. Avoid adding sugar, cream, or syrups to your coffee. That can cancel out the benefits, or even make things worse for your liver. Instead, try using cinnamon, cardamom, or dark chocolate on the side. Stevia is a better sweetener choice if you need one. When should you drink your coffee? Ideally, not on an empty stomach. It can increase stomach acid and trigger discomfort. The best time is about an hour after breakfast or around late morning to early afternoon. Avoid drinking it late in the day if you have trouble sleeping, because caffeine can stay in your system for up to 8 hours. Now let's talk about genetics, because not everyone reacts to coffee the same way. Some people metabolize caffeine quickly, others don't. If you get jittery, anxious, or have trouble sleeping after 1 cup of coffee, you might be a slow metabolizer. That means caffeine stays in your system longer, so you might only need 1 or 2 cups to feel the effects. But if you can drink 3 or 4 cups and feel fine, you're probably a fast metabolizer. Most people fall into one of these 2 groups, and your genetics decide that. Here's the twist. Caffeine might stay longer in slow metabolizers, which could give it more time to help with liver inflammation and fibrosis. But it also means those people are more likely to feel the side effects. Fast metabolizers can usually drink more coffee without problems, and they might get more benefits from it too, especially when it comes to fat burning. Other factors that affect how coffee works in your body include smoking, age, sex hormones, pregnancy, body weight, and even medications. Smokers metabolize caffeine faster. Women process it slower, especially during pregnancy or while on birth control. Older adults may need less coffee for the same effect. And if you're taking medications like thyroid pills, antidepressants, antibiotics, or blood pressure meds, those can interact with caffeine or slow down how it's processed. Now, very importantly, coffee isn't for everyone. People with uncontrolled high blood pressure, digestive problems like ulcers or reflux, panic attacks, severe anxiety, or insomnia should be cautious. Pregnant and breastfeeding women should limit caffeine to under 200 milligrams per day. That's about 1 or 2 cups max. And people with advanced cirrhosis should absolutely talk to their doctor before adding coffee to their routine. So, can coffee confuse your lab tests or liver enzyme results? Not really. Drinking a cup of coffee right before a liver test won't suddenly change the results. The benefits of coffee on liver enzymes come from regular long-term consumption over weeks or months, not just one day. Now you might be wondering, what if I already have cirrhosis? Is it too late to start drinking coffee? Not at all. It's never too late. Studies show that even in patients with advanced liver disease, drinking 2 to 3 cups of coffee daily can slow progression and reduce mortality risk. But again, always check with your doctor and start with small amounts if your liver function is already poor. And finally, what if I just don't like coffee? Are there other ways to get these benefits? Yes. You can try adding cinnamon, vanilla, or dark chocolate to make it taste better. Try cold brew. It's smoother and less bitter. If you still can't tolerate it, green tea is a decent alternative with antioxidants, though its benefits for the liver aren't as strong. You could also use green coffee extract or chlorogenic acid supplements. Herbal supplements like milk thistle, silymarin, and turmeric, curcumin, may also help the liver, but none of them fully replace the unique benefits of real coffee. So, to wrap this up, yes, coffee is great for your liver, but it's not a miracle. Use it as a tool alongside a healthy diet, regular exercise, and weight management. It's part of the team, not the star player. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more videos that help you understand your health better, one sip at a time.